So, this is my first official video playing mcoc. I've always wanted to talk about it. I've always wanted to show people how to do it. But with all the great YouTubers out there doing this mcoc on YouTube, I'm just like a nobody. So anyway, I just thought I'd make this because even though I watch those YouTubers, I can't compete with them. They like on a class of their own, and yeah. So this is for like the average Joes that just wanna try and make it. So this is my account. I thought I'd start off with showing you that my name is Shays. Well, it's more of a nickname, but yeah. And those are my top four champs. I mean, they're not the greatest, but they get the job done. So my first video is to look at this side quest. Yeah, the what is it? Up, up, down, down challenge. Now, I know a lot of people look at these side quests and they expect it to come out with the new quests, which I was kind of excited. Well, I'm kind of excited for, but I want to have a look at this side quest. Now, I didn't really expect the final rewards where it says face to have 5-star shards. I kind of expected it to have 6-star shards, but the fact that it gave a full 5-star crystal was kind of exciting until I opened it. But yeah, I got a Green Goblin, the original, and my gosh, it was a new champ for me. So, in a way, I was kind of sad because it's good to get that duplicate and get the 6-star shards. You know, we all want those 6-star shards. Okay, so now, before we begin, I want to show you the path so you can have a good look at the champs that we're going to face in this path. Okay, so as you can see, because this being the most difficult path, the champs are really stacked. So we've got a Human Torch, an Iceman, and a Spider-Man. Now, obviously, the champs that I brought in are going to be no good against these guys. So now when you look at these nodes, Incinerate, wow. Incinerate abilities are 40% more effective. So in a way, yeah, you're gonna get crushed if you don't bring in like a really good counter. The last hit of the special 2 grants a fury buff for 6 seconds. Oh my gosh. Hot blood. So you basically cannot bring someone who has bleed. Oh my, yeah. And then we have cornered, which is if you do damage to the opponent, then you gain more power. Now, in all fairness, I would say someone who is incinerate immune, but not someone like clairvoyant or cosmic Ghost Rider, because you are going to affect Human Torch in a big way. So personally, I brought in Colossus for this fight, and I just did parry heavy for the fight. Parry heavy and SP2 for the fight. Mostly because Colossus is Incinerate immune and he will not affect this Human Torch Supernova, so that's a good thing. But for people who don't really have Colossus and maybe have a Human Torch, that's still also a good option. I mean, I know Human Torch against Human Torch is not good because you will force this crazy Human Torch, yeah, into Supernova form. But if you start your Human Torch with Supernova, it does make the fight pretty easy. So that's also quite a good option. Then we've got this Iceman. My gosh. Achilles heel. The defender takes 20% reduced damage from all sources except special attacks, heavy attacks, and unblockable attacks. Now I had a look at that fight and I couldn't really think of the like perfect champs for that. Um, okay, then we look at the armor. Yeah, every 2 seconds in time I gain an armor passive. Oh my gosh, enhanced special 1. So basically, don't get him to an SP1 and try not to get hit. I know it's harder than it is, but yeah. Best champs for that, you could still use, if your Human Torch survives fighting this Human Torch, you could possibly bring in your Human Torch for the Iceman. And again, I use Colossus and I use my Warlock because Warlock is Cold Snap immune. It did make the fight pretty easy. I basically did parry heavy. However, with Iceman, he has that like special armor up that every time if you parry him, it just breaks his armor and it doesn't do anything to him. So yeah, so you'd have to basically watch out for that. Then we've got SpiderMan. Wow. For each debuff, defender gains 50% attack and 15% combat power rate. Bleed, poison, and armor break debuffs count twice for this effect. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. And he's got Spry and Ghast. My gosh. Each time the defender passively evades all attacks. So basically, you need to bring someone who can counter that evade. Damn it. Oh, true focus. Defenders' attacks ignore evade and miss. So there goes the people who are like really good with Quake and Ghost. Definitely won't be able to use them there. But personally, best counter for that, Venom. I mean, he just ignores Spider-Man's evade and he just ultimately crushes him. Okay. So let's go and have a look at the better counters, if there are any. Yeah. To be fair, I haven't played any of the others. I haven't played Jabba, Walker, Tweener, or Heal yet. I've only played Face. Oh, I need to get to the others soon. Okay, so these are my champs. It's a good look at the champs that I have. They are kind of great. Okay, so now let's focus. We need to get the counters, yeah? So, I thought Venom would be perfect for Spider-Man. The thing is, I never watched any YouTube videos about this. I just jumped in. And I have a bad habit of doing that and then swearing the game because I had no preparation before going in. Colossus, definitely a great counter. And there are a lot of options. If you want to, you can take in Captain Marvel. It might be a bit of a struggle, but the moment she gets debuffs on her, she really pushes through for her binary form, which helps a lot because if you can get her to 25 charges, she gets that indestructible and she pushes off all debuffs. So that's kind of cool. Then you've got Iron Man. Iron Man is actually quite good against Iceman, especially when he has his armor up. So that's a possibility. You could go in with skill champs, Nick Fury or even Egon, but Egon needs his combo meter, so that might not work out too well. However, Nick Fury could work. He shrugs off debuffs. I've read somewhere that Moman is actually quite a good champ for this, because he'll just shrug off those debuffs like it's no tomorrow. Yeah, so Iron Man's a good counter for Iceman. Corvus Glaive's actually quite good. He'll be good for Iceman because he's Cold Snap immune. And looking through my champs, I realize I don't have too many good counters. Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey is surprisingly good. I think he would be really good against Spider-Man, but we won't try that. Archangel is quite good as well. At the moment you get those bleeds and poisons in, yeah, that would be good. Okay. Let's look at my team. Do I have counters for everybody? We've got Human Torch. Well, for the other Human Torch. We've got Colossus for Human Torch. And Iceman. We've got Warlock for Iceman. We've got Venom for Spider-Man. Okay. Let's try to get another counter for Spider-Man. Can't use Ghost and Quake. Well, not that I can use them, so it's completely out of the question. Let's go in with I guess let's just go in with Iron Man Infinity War. He does help. I believe he can stop evade, So that will be quite interesting. Okay, so now let's tackle this path. I mean, this is just for like the average Joes. It's not really for like those who are master players at this game. So yeah. Okay. So we're going in with Colossus. And now the technique that I'm gonna use is just parry heavy and parry heavy SP2 because it's one of the easiest ways to get through this. And if you keep an eye on Human Torch, you'll see that his temperature stays at 0, which is very good. Yeah. Now, I mean, I can Dex. Oh, not paying attention to that. I mean, yeah, so I can Dex the SP1, but I don't want to because I'm scared that I could just get caught out, and that's the last thing that I need. Okay. Now, as you can see, I have taken a few hits. That just basically describes that I'm just an average Joe. Okay. I do use the SP1 for Colossus, but I really love that SP2, and it's so good, especially when Colossus has his Fury on. Oh, that's like really good. I mean, there, I like to incorporate the SP2 just after the heavy, and I do that a lot with Colossus and Captain America Infinity War especially. He's like really good, and he does so much damage. Yeah, so you can see this fight is almost over, and let's just try to survive it. Yeah, there we go. Killed. So as you can see, Colossus really wiped the floor with Human Torch, and in a way, didn't start him up. Like didn't really get him to his supernova form, which is actually quite good. Okay, with this, I can do the fight with Warlock, but I don't want to. I prefer to go in with a champ that's not going to be good uh, for boss as well. So I like to use the champs that have the least health. Uh, but Colossus is a good counter anyway, so let's give it a try. Yeah. So the one thing I learned from this fight is if you're good at Dex in the SP1, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're not as good, like me, then this fight could be quite tedious. And afterwards, you'll just have to push him to that SP2. Oh yeah, and remember the heavy attacks and your specials and unblockable attacks do the most damage. But we want him to get to the SP2. No. Ugh, I get caught out of that SP2. Sorry, the SP1. And I hate it. The one thing I don't like is that when you try to get your decks correct and you still get clipped by that last hit. Oh, it's so annoying. There we go. Got in that SP2. Oh, the damage was sad. But yeah, parry heavy for Colossus is so good. I really love his gameplay after his buff. I know when I was taking him up and I told my alliance my options for who to take up, and they were just laughing at me, and they said, at one stage, that would have been a meme territory because I had Red Magneto, Colossus, and I just looked at them and I was like, guys, who do I take up? Until I learned how to play or use Colossus properly, and I learned how to use Red Magneto. Oh man, oh, not paying attention. Okay, so now we get to use Warlock, which is kind of cool because I love Warlock. He's got so many utilities and he's just so good. Yeah, but parry heavy is gonna get you a long way through the game. I know most people will say, it's all about the about the way you fight, and it's true, it is. But parry heavy is what will get you through a lot of fights, and it's a big help for champs that really need it, like Magneto, the red one, um, Captain America: Infinity War, um, Colossus, yeah, Colossus definitely, and a lot of other champs. Uh, I can't think of any of them at the moment, so yeah, do forgive me for that. Okay, now we're up to Spider-Man. Um, I want to use Venom, but he makes the fight too easy. So I'm gonna go in with Iron Man: Infinity War, just to give you all, just to give you all a view of somebody who is not a Spider-Man killer. He might get the evade failed, which is absolutely amazing. I really love when he does that. He just like he showboats. There you can see it. He mostly gets it with his armor up. Oh, yeah. I can't handle Spider-Man's SP1. I mean, the first two hits. Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage I've taken. Okay, yeah. I those nodes. So you can see Venom would probably be the best. There's no one else that would really do too well against the Spider-Man. Whoa. That's not good. Yeah. I mean, there are good counters to Spider-Man, but you just can't beat Venom. He's just the man. Yeah. He like just crushes through Spider-Man. Not only that, that evade and that gassed up really puts a strain on all your other champs. So just to avoid that evade altogether would be perfect. And to push him to an SP2, I mean, unless you get countered with it. Yeah, oh, there we go. I know a lot of people like to use Venom's SP1. I mean, it is great. Oh my god, that's so much of damage. Okay. But I just love to use Venom's SP2 because he just takes all those buffs and turns them into Furies. Oh, the amount of damage he does. Brilliant. So there we go. Venom completely obliterates Spider-Man. Now, my Venom's 5-star rank 5. When my brother did this challenge, he did it with the rank 4 Venom, and he did it with a lot of ease. So, even those who have rank 4 champs can really do it. So it's not that bad. Yeah, plus you get those shards and you get the crystal. Oh. So for all those who are going to attempt it, all the best for that. And if you get to open that 5-star crystal, please let me know what champs you get. As long as it's not as bad as mine, I think you'll do great. So yeah, that is my first video. If you do like it, uh, please click the like button and subscribe, because the more people that like my videos, I will seriously consider pushing for more videos. And we'll have a look at the new champs that will come out in 2 days and 11 hours. Okay, thank you for watching.